Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I thought it's time to bring out some tips because I've seen a lot of people struggling lately getting on the ship. Embarkation day, tips and secrets that you really need to know kind of post-pandemic because a lot of things have now changed. Okay, my first tip to you is an obvious one that I have been preaching for years now. Arrive the day before. Unless you live very, very close to the cruise terminal, you're just 45 minutes, 2 hours down the road, I would say arrive in the city the night before, the day before, so you're set, you're relaxed, there's no rushing, there's no chance of your plane not arriving on time, you're not worried that there's going to be problems at an airport or a storm hits and you can't get to the cruise on time. If you leave that day before, you have 24 hours to make it up and get to your destination. If you leave the day of, if something goes wrong, there's a high probability you may miss your cruise. So why would you want to do that? I know a lot of people say, yeah, but I'm spending money on a hotel and hotels near cruise ports can be very expensive. Very, very true. However, missing your cruise altogether can be much more expensive and disappointing. So I always say, arrive the day before. Number two, in this day and age, a lot of things have gone online. You can pre-register online, you can buy your drink packages online, you can buy shore excursions online, you can do pre-check-in online, you can do a lot of things online. And I say do everything possible online before heading to the cruise port. So anything that they are asking for that you can do online that you fill out will speed up your process immensely when you get to the cruise port. Especially things like the health and safety things, or if you need documentation, you can upload your picture, your passport. All these things will speed up your process. Speaking of speeding up your process, number three is an easy one. As soon as you arrive at the cruise port, before going and standing in line and getting into everything, get your documents ready. Have your passport, have your boarding pass, have anything that they need. If you still need to do a COVID test, have that ready in your hand, ready to go. Don't be that person that when you get up to the checkpoint, you start putting everything down and searching through your purse or searching through your carry-on luggage, looking for all the documentation that you know you have to show every time you go on a cruise. You have to show your booking documents. You have to show your ID every single time. So why not have it ready? It's very frustrating to be in a long lineup and see one line not moving because people are searching for their documents that they should have had ready before even stepping in line, because everyone needs to show the same thing. Number four is something that has slightly changed now. Arrive on time. That's right. You actually can fill in a time, usually online before you head, or on the app of your cruise line you're going on, your embarkation time, and arrive at that time. If your embarkation time is 2 o'clock, don't arrive at 9:30 in the morning. You chose 2 o'clock, go at 2 o'clock. If you want an early embarkation time, pick an early embarkation time, because the process slows down immensely when people arrive out of their time schedule. Before the pandemic, we used to all just show up. Doesn't matter what time we said we were supposed to be there. We just went in. Nowadays, people are a little more concerning and watchful and a lot more respectful of that time period now. And I think embarkation would go really smooth if more people just stuck to their time period. Now, if you arrive 15, 20 minutes before your time, that's fine. I'm talking arriving hours before your scheduled time. Arrive when you said you wanted to get on the ship. Tip number 5 to avoid a stressful time period. Avoid the crowded areas of a cruise ship. Royal Caribbean, for instance, avoid the Royal Promenade. Going on an Oasis or Quantum class ship and stepping into the promenade and trying to stay, there are thousands of people crammed into the promenade on embarkation day. They're amazed at the ship. Look, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, the pizza place is right here. The coffee place and Starbucks is there. And they tend to stay there. And plus you get all the people coming and getting on the ship. It makes it super, super crowded. Meanwhile, if you go up to, say, on the Oasis, you go up to Park Place or Boardwalk, it's almost empty. And there's places to eat up there. You got the doghouse up there to get food. You got the Park Cafe open up there. You can just go and have smoked meat sandwiches and things like that, roast beef sandwiches. There are places to go out of the promenade area that are nobody's around compared to that promenade. Also, I just mentioned some free places to eat. There's a lot more than that. Keep away from the buffet. If you want to keep away from a stressful area, stay away from the buffet on opening day, because that's where the majority of people head. Straight to the buffet. And it just seems overcrowded and people get stressed like you wouldn't believe up there. I've seen more arguments in the buffet on embarkation day than any other time on the ship. And once everyone's on the ship and things start happening, like entertainment and talks and spa session, the ships spread out and those areas become far less crowded. It's embarkation day that really just overcrowds those areas. Well, so far that's 5 tips, but I got 5 more for you. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Really does help the channel grow. It'll just keep you up with all things cruising, from anything that's happening currently to tips and tricks like you're seeing in this video. And again, it really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. Number 6, as soon as your cabin is announced, the cabins are ready. Head up to your cabin and make sure everything is okay. Turn the TV on, make sure you can adjust the temperature. If it's super hot in your room when you put the air conditioning on, make sure you have air conditioning. Flush the bathroom. Make sure you have hot and cold water. Little things like that. If you're a person who likes to check for bed bugs. A lot of people are doing that these days. I personally have never had bed bugs on a cruise ship, but people like to check that. Do those sort of things. Check for inconsistencies in your room. If your beds are together and they were supposed to be apart, your cabin steward is there to help and they will fix those items. If there's a big problem, the cruise line can usually move you to another cabin. But if you wait oh, you know what, I never even turned on my TV until day 3 and I found out it doesn't work. Well, it's just check things like that, right? Little things that could be annoying in the long term. You could go into your cabin and have no hangers in the closet. Things like that. Just check it over, do a once over and say, okay, everything looks fine. Number 7, if you were indecisive on something of like picking up a drink package or maybe buying the Wi-Fi or a certain dining plan, and you were thinking, I didn't do it, and you didn't bother to do it, and it closed out, the time to do it is that first day when you get on the ship. That's the day they will still usually offer the same discounts you could have got online. However, by day 2, those discounts usually go away. So if there was a 30% discount on drink packages or a 20% discount on dining packages, you most likely have a better chance of getting them on day 1 if you forgot to pick them up ahead of time. Also, I have to say this as another tip, the first thing you should do, depending on your cruise line, is book things that will fill up and sell out. For instance, if you go on a Princess cruise ship and you want to do the chef's table, you cannot book that ahead of time. You have to book it once you're on the ship. And usually the first people who start calling and booking the chef's table, they're the ones who get the chef's table. Remember, they can usually only fit 10 to 12 people at a chef's table. If you're on a 7-day cruise, they might do 3 chef's table. That's only 30 people. right? 30, 36 people out of a cruise ship of maybe 3,000 people. So get there, book it early as fast as you can. That also goes for a cruise line like Royal Caribbean on the large ships where you have to book your entertainment, like your shows. Don't wait. Get in there and book things like the comedy club right away, because the comedy club sells out before the main theater stages will. You will not be able to book a comedy night sooner than you can book the main theater, main performance of a show like Mamma Mia or Cats, because there's much more room in that theater than there is in the comedy club. And the comedy club is very, very popular. You can still get in by standing in line, but you won't have the best seats. Book it early, as soon as you get on the ship. Anything that needs to be booked ahead of time. Know your cruise line, know their policies, and don't miss out on something that you would really, really enjoy. Number 9, the cruise lines have changed the muster drill. You no longer have to put on your life jacket and go stand outside in the heat, or stand outside in the cold or rain, or line up in the theater. You no longer have to do that. You literally have to watch a video either on your app or your TV in your stateroom, listen to the emergency horn, and then go down to your muster station, show them your key card or medallion and say, "It's me," and they say, "Thank you very much," and you're done. It is the simplest form of embarkation muster drills they've ever come up with. It's super fast, and still to this day, people aren't doing, they're waiting to the last minute, and you will constantly hear, first of all, the entertainment director will come on board 6 or 7 times over the speaker and say, reminding people to do the muster drill. And then about 2 hours before you have to set sail, it starts to be the captain who comes on and starts saying to go do the muster drill. The muster drill, you can do it anytime. It's super fast. It should not be the last thing you do. As soon as you get on the ship, you usually can tell on your app where to go. Just look at it, head over to the muster station, and you're done. And you can start your vacation. But instead, a lot of people, you have to sit there and listen to the announcements for 400, 500, 600 people who still haven't done the muster drill. It's easy. Just do it right away. And finally, my tip number 10 is tour the ship. Once you've checked your cabin out, you've done your excursions, you've done your checking for dining, you've done your checking for entertainment, even if you went and got something to eat, do a tour of the ship. Find out what decks make it easy to get from the front of the ship to the back of the ship. Find out where the main areas to hang out are. If it's going to be like a piazza on Princess cruise ship. If there's game shows, find out where they're located. Where are they doing the game shows? Is it in one of the bars? Is it in the club on Celebrity Apex cruise ships? Is it in Princess Live? Where are they doing the things that you want to do, so you won't be scrambling when you go into, say, a theater show, and then you look online, oh my God, they have a yes-no game show I want to go to, and it starts in 10 minutes. I don't know how to get there, though, or I don't know the fastest way to get there, right? If you know exactly what deck and roughly where it's located, you know how to get there faster and a beeline to it where you can get a good seat and enjoy the game show. Well, those are my 10 things that might make embarkation days just a little bit easier and simpler and get you oriented and start you off on the right path to a fantastic cruise. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.